All right, guys. So what important bases are near and around, what U.S. military bases are near Iran? So some major U.S. bases and facilities: Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar. It's the largest U.S. military base in the region, hosting around 8 to 10,000 personnel, air operations, tankers, drones, and the Combined Air Operations Center. And that, I want to make another video when I get some more information. That had recently been attacked today, or whatever time it is over there. Whether, I don't know if they're ahead or behind us, I'm not really sure. But Qatar actually has been attacked with missiles by Iran in response to what we did. I watched the video. It's a man over there, and he seems to be speaking from objectivity and some past history. That Qatar is our largest air base. It costs about $1 billion to make, and it's owned by Qatar. I think Trump was there not too long ago, actually, in Qatar. And Qatar is such a small country, but wealthy because of oil. Extremely small. Trump was there not too long ago. The largest U.S. military base, again, holds about 10,000 personnel. Recently, I heard because of these strikes that there was an evacuation of Qatar. Don't know where our soldiers went. I'm sure maybe somewhere deeper in Qatar. Maybe near the UAE somewhere. I'm sure they didn't bring them all back. They're probably on standby. But there was an evacuation because of these possible retaliation from Iran. And so I hope everybody's cool over there. So that's the major U.S. bases and facilities near Iran. The Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar. You got the Naval Support Activity in Bahrain, home to the U.S. 5th Fleet. So this is the 5th Fleet, just a big-ass fucking Navy ship right there by Bahrain, supporting naval operations in the Persian Gulf and beyond, around 7,000 to 9,000 staff. So it's called the Persian Gulf, but it's also called, it has another name. The Persian Gulf is also known as another name for the Persian Gulf, Arabian Gulf, or the Arabian Sea. So another name for the Persian Gulf is the Arabian Sea, or the Arabian Peninsula. While Persian Gulf is the historically and internationally recognized name, some Arab countries and groups use Arabian Gulf or simply the Gulf to refer to the same body of water. And so the Persian Gulf, or the Arabian Gulf. I'm gonna go back to the picture, right back, because so you got the Naval Support Activity in Bahrain, home to the U.S. 5th Fleet, supporting naval operations in the Persian Gulf and beyond, about 9,000 people. And then Camp Arif Jan in Kuwait, major logistics hub supporting regional U.S. operations, approximately 13,000 personnel, along with Ahmed Al-Jabir and Ali Al-Salem air bases. Number 4, Al Darfa Air Base in the UAE, houses fighters, tankers, drones, and advanced ISR aircraft, hosts about 5,000 personnel, includes access at Jebel Ali Port. Number 5, Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia, hosts about 2,300 U.S. airmen, Patriot and THAAD missile defense systems since increased tensions with Iran. Oman's a small country. Actually, I think it's kind of big. No one really talks about Oman. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why it's not that important. I'm not sure who really owns it. I'm not sure if there's any really. I'm sure there's rich people there. If it has established borders, it's honestly interesting. That country seems interesting to me. Oman, Thumrait and Al Musana, strategic access points with hundreds of personnel for logistical support. Jordan, Muwafaq Salti Air Base, Azraq. U.S. uses the base for drone, fighter, ISR operations, around 3,000 personnel. Also in Iraq, Al-Assad Air Base, COP, Shocker, Union 3, and others. U.S. maintains at most 6,000 personnel across Iraq. And also in Syria, Al-Tanef and Northeast Outpost, small U.S. presence, hundreds, primarily for counter-ISIS missions. And Site 5112 in Israel, Negev Desert Radar Station, a U.S. missile defense radar installation aimed at early warning for threats from Iran. How close are they to Iran? Iraq-based sites, Al-Assad lie just tens of miles from the Iran-Iraq border. Jordan's Azraq base is within intermediate missile drone range. The Gulf states bases like Qatar, meaning by the water, Bahrain, UAE, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Oman are within striking distance of Iran's ballistic and UAV systems, though further away. These bases support air missile defense, logistics, surveillance, and power projection. Iran's missile and drone capabilities put even distant Gulf bases under threat, which have influenced U.S. deployments like Patriot and THAAD systems in Saudi Arabia and UAE. So our Patriot system, which Israel uses, they've been using to fight against, Hamas and Iranian proxies. Our Golden Dome that we're creating here, the missile defense that just shoots down missiles that they've been using against Iran recently in Israel. We have that over there in Iran. So again, this is to imagine them having to shoot a missile over the ocean to get to America. Our biggest threat is actually sleeper cells, Chinese support, Russian support for a country like Iran. That's a big threat. The enemy within, who's flipping on us, being double agents, Americans that are double agents that hate America, that are being used even through social media. You see some of these sort of Netflix movies that seem far-fetched and sort of out there and kind of crazy. No, there's people within that hate America. There's terrorists within, people that want to hurt civilians to prove a point. We identify them as terrorists. So it's pretty fascinating. I think people who both agree to be at war against each other, literally, like, I think innocent people, that's considered terrorism, but people who have signed up to die for a cause and they're killing each other, that's war. That's justified, I would say. They're both playing the game, and rules are part of what make up a game, cooperation, etc. But people who don't want to play the game, I would say, is terrorism. I think it goes all ways. I think you're terrorizing somebody who doesn't want no part of it. And so those are the air bases around. There's some Patriot, and there was another one that sounded interesting. The Patriot and the THAAD systems in Saudi Arabia and UAE. So again, we're like have our eyes on them. We're like, we got our eyes on you guys. Any missiles you're sending, we're gonna catch them. We're gonna shoot them down. And supposedly the latest attacks on our Qatar air base, a lot of those were shot down actually. A lot of those missiles. So again, we're getting most of our news from the media, but the media gets it from who they get it from. And so again, everything has to be in place. I mean, these people are professionals at their job. You're a professional at your job. We're the greatest country in the world. You think we don't have people that are competent when maybe these politicians aren't competent? It's shown, these politicians have been shown to be less powerful than some of these YouTube podcasts. But when it comes to people, generals and actual people with intel and espionage and like intel, like foreign intelligence you get on the ground, and actual threats and information that informants give, etc. Double agents and espionage. Like, these people really know what's going on. And so you think we weren't going to strike them without having things in place and understanding retaliation. And so anyway, this is how I'm thinking. I don't know nothing about it. I'm just a fucking civilian. I gotta tell you guys that. And so I'm just fascinated by this. I wish when I was young, someone would have told me to be fascinated by this, because I find it to be fascinating, interesting, very interesting. But again, it's easy to say you hate this, or you hate that, or you're against this, or you're against that, but you don't know. You don't know. History matters. History matters. I don't know. I think those who don't want to play the game are not involved. I hope they can live peacefully.